Hi, I'm here for the second part of my anime characters list. For the first part, I went from 45 to 31, and for 30th place, my love for Code Geass continues shining out because 30th place goes to Suzaku Kurugi. And 30th place could seem low for Suzaku because I'm such a huge fan of Code Geass, and Suzaku is one of the leads of the show. Suzaku is a really interesting character, and there's so many great parallels between him and Lelouch. Things get really exciting when Suzaku is involved. Suzaku is a pretty captivating, amazing character. There are points where I think he's not too terribly likable. I think he made some questionable decisions, so that does hold Suzaku back to a certain extent, but he's still a great character. In 29th place, Kiritsugu Imiya. He is, I believe, the lead of Fate Zero. He's a really interesting anti hero sort of character, a character that makes a lot of questionable decisions, but there's a lot of nuance to what he does, and I think that he really made things really interesting for Fate Zero. Very captivating, very emotionally moving character, really good stuff involving him. In 28th place is Keiru from Tamaraya. I think that Keiru is a wonderful friend to Fu, and Keiru does a really great job of supporting Fu and really understanding her and knowing what she needs. And I think that Keiru really helps the show a lot. In 27th place is Satsuki from Kill la Kill. Really cool character, character that has a very intimidating presence and could seem somewhat antagonistic, but has a lot of heart to her, and there's a lot of nuance to her, and she's a very tragic character, and there's a lot of good stuff involving her character. Another anime like Yoro Yori, where there's some stuff in it that I really don't want to see, so not necessarily a perfect anime, but Satsuki herself, really good character. 26th place, Kuroyuki Jaime from Excel World. Very sweet character, character that can be very emotionally captivating, and lots of adorable stuff can happen to her. There's can be some emotional stuff, tragic stuff. Really good character that really elevates the show. In 25th place is Mai from Dragon Ball. Mai is currently my favorite Dragon Ball character. Really good design, really cool presence. Character that can be sweet, can be intimidating. Really good character that helps Dragon Ball a lot. In 24th place is Hanada from Naruto. I don't really consider myself much of a Naruto fan. Didn't really grab my interest too much, but I do really like the character of Hanada herself. Very sweet character, very shy, very likable, very enduring, just a really hard character not to like. Um, so, rather precious character. 23rd place is Rukia from Bleach. Similarly to Naruto, Bleach is an anime that really got into that much, but Rukia herself is a really cool character. Rukia, a character that is very cool and intimidating, but also can be really funny and have really cute interactions with characters. Rukia really helps Bleach, and I'm not that interested in Bleach, but I am interested in Rukia as a character. In 22nd place is Natsuki from My Jaime. Natsuki, a really cool character. Um, really strong character that can have a lot more emotional depth than it could seem like, and some really good stuff happens involving her character. In 21st place is Anya Allstream from Code Geass, yet another Code Geass character that I love. Anya is a character that starts off with a pretty subtle presence, a character that seems to be indifferent to everything going on, but there's so much more to her. And she goes from a interesting supporting character to a character that has so much to her. She goes from passably interesting to one of the most interesting supporting characters in Code Geass. She's amazing, she's tragic, she's funny. There's a lot to really like about Anya. In 20th place is Susie from Little Witch Academia. Really cool character, really cool presence, a character that could seem uncaring or a character that could seem like has a messed up sense of humor but actually really cares about others. There's a lot to her, and I wish that she got more focus in Little Witch Academia because I think she really is the character that really stands out. In 19th place is Fu from Tamaraya, uh, the protagonist of one of my favorite shows of all time. So 19 could seem low for Fu. The interesting thing about Tamaraya is that a lot of what makes it great isn't necessarily that it has the most memorable characters, but has some of the biggest, strongest emotions that I've ever experienced from a show, not just from an anime, but in general. And Fu is a character that I can relate to on a very personal level. One of the characters in a show that I can relate to the most. Um, and even if she's not quite as entertaining as some other characters, so she didn't make the top 10 or anything, I think she did deserve to make the top 20 because I relate to her and have really been helped out by her and seen her journey as a person, and her dealing with the passing of her father is something that really emotionally resonate with me because of me dealing with the passing of my grandfather, and it's deeply important to me. So I have a very strong connection to Fu as a character, even if she's only 19 on the list. In 18th place is Mio from K-On! Mio is a very sympathetic character, a very shy character, a precious character that's hard not to just absolutely adore and want everything to go right for her, and to feel very emotionally sad when things don't go her way. A very good character really helps K-On! Um, like Mio a lot. In 17th place is Colin from Code Geass, Colin Stodfeld, Colin Kozuki. Um, Two different last names, but Colin herself, an amazing character that I love so much. Such a cool character. So many emotional moments with her. So many attributes to admire about her. There's just so many great things to Colin. She is absolutely amazing. And it's so hard when there's so many characters I like. So I'd love to put Colin even higher, but Code Geass has a lot of great characters, and factoring in other characters from other animes, it gets complicated. In 16th place is Lily from Pokemon, a character I wasn't really expecting to become as big of a fan of as I did, but I really liked Lily's storyline. A lot of the storylines for the heroes didn't really feel that interesting. Some of the friends that Ash met were likable enough, but a lot of them felt like they weren't adding too much. But Lily, such an emotional character, a very sweet character with a very touching arc about learning to be more comfortable around Pokemon, and somebody that liked Pokemon, but just felt really uncomfortable about getting too close to Pokemon. And there's a lot of really sweet, adorable scenes where she gets to appreciate having Pokemon around and seeing such a shy character that often feels scared with some social interactions. Seeing her overcome a lot of that stuff and become braver, it's really emotional and inspiring for me. So Lily is a character that really elevated Pokemon for me, and I think she's the most interesting friend that Ash has ever had. So that's the second part of my anime character list.